Hey y'all.
Hey, hey.
Oh my goodness. We have made it to the day. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
March 14th, 2025. Thank you guys so much for being here to celebrate this union.
Thank you so much. And since we sent out an amazing wedding invitation, we wanted to give you an amazing cocktail hour video, just telling you our story and our journey leading to this moment.
Yeah, we're ready. We're ready to tell you guys our story. We know, like, with the wedding and a lot of family being from out of town and other things, you guys don't really get the opportunity to sit with the couple and talk with
Right.
us and really, like, get the details on how we met, how we got to this point today. So we figured, let's shoot a video
Yeah.
and tell them how we got here.
Let's do it. Boom.
So we were in co-group, and I was posted in the back, probably having a conversation or whatnot, and somebody walks through the door, and I'm like, oh, I ain't never seen him before. Who is that? I was like, who is that? Just tall and just seraphic. His smile, it was just like, oh. Y'all know them commercials, them Trident commercials when they smile and they do like a little twing. That was him. I was like, oh, Jesus. But anyway, I was calm. You know what I'm saying? I played it cool. So he walked on in. And, y'all know me. I'm like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? All the things, being very, like, vocal. I think I was the aggressor.
Definitely. Definitely.
We talked for 5 minutes. We literally got, what's your name? Where you from? What you do? And that was it.
Yeah.
And then co-group was like, it was time for us to like come together. So it was like real quick. And throughout that time, when it came to the end of co-group, Kyle was out of there. He was gone.
Yeah.
He had brought lettuce that day, so it wasn't like he was taking them with him. He was gone. Like, it wasn't no linger. It wasn't no stick around at the end. It wasn't no, hey, can I get your number? I had to wait 2 weeks to see this man again.
You got to keep them on the edge of the hook. Let them swim around for a second, tire themselves out. Then you reel them in.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. And yeah, whenever I saw Kai, like my very first impression was, wow, very high energy. Very big energy. Like big energy.
Big energy.
I ain't gonna lie, the impression that I feel as though we made on each other with just, I don't even think it was 5 minutes. Like you said, it was just enough to get introduced. Just from that introduction, it was like, man, there's something about this woman that is like, I can't wait.
But he did.
But I did. But I was in a place where I was waiting on the Lord to be like, you know what, go ahead.
But you know what? During that time of waiting between October 19th and December 1st, like in between that time, the Lord had did such a transition
So much.
in my life. Like
Technically
the
both.
transformation that happened was a 180 for sure.
Yeah.
Like I rededicated my life to the Lord.
Yes.
I got baptized. Like I stopped all the stuff that I was doing that I ain't had no business doing. And it was like, it was almost like the Lord introduced me, but then it was like, this is what can be, but I need you to give me something so that I can give you something.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, I had no idea that was like what was happening, but now being in this space, I'm like, wow, like the Lord knew exactly. He knew exactly. Of course he knew, right? But like that preparation, you know what I'm saying? That just the positioning was perfect.
You said something that was very good, and I think this needs to be stated. Like, of course, your people know you, and you have said something. You were like, I'm scared that people will attribute my life change to me, which I am not the cause for the life change. The life change was already happening, which opened the door for us to connect.
Yeah, that's so good. Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
Thank you for saying that. No,
Yeah.
for real, because I remember my friend Ty, who's actually here today. Hey, what up, gang? He was like, he met Kyle for the first time.
Yeah.
And he had made a comment. He was like, dang, son, like, you done really changed. Like, he got you on the right path, all the things. And I was like, actually, I actually make these changes before we met.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people probably would think like, oh, he got you straight. Like, he got you on the right track, you know. But it was really the Lord who got me on the right track. So glory to God. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our timeline goes from October 19th, whenever I first walked into the co-group, to December 1st, where we were just talking to each other at co-group. I did not make a move. I did not do anything because I was waiting. But December 1st was like a snowball effect that led to us really becoming a couple.
I actually mentioned it in the program, but the bonfire that sparked the flame was on December 1st. We have like a little group chat. So I put the flyer in the group because Kyle did not give me his information to send it to him personally. So I had to put it in the group. Nobody acknowledged it.
No
but
one.
Kyle liked it. And we get to co-group that Thursday, and I'm like, hey, what you doing tomorrow? And he says,
I'm going to the bonfire.
and I was like, what? First of all, my heart was beating so fast just to even walk up to him and ask him what he was doing tomorrow. And so for him to give that response, it was like, took my breath away. I was like, oh my goodness. I was crushing hard. I was crushing.
And she was like, well, why didn't you say anything? And I was like, well, I like the message.
And I'm like, you did?
That ain't enough.
That ain't enough. Call, because why you text me? Because why you ain't text me? He kept saying, I'm going to hit you up on the Telegram.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the next day, we ended up going to the bonfire. And it was amazing. Like, we talked. Like, the fire was out and the smoke was brewing. First of all, it was the most beautiful scenery. You could see the whole Nashville from where we were. It was like on this mountaintop. Like, oh my God.
I think the bonfire started at like 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it was fairly like, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock.
And it was over like 11 or 12 o'clock.
Yeah, and we was out there talking till like 2 o'clock. But it was just so easy. It was so easy. Like, we was just talking.
Yeah.
We was just talking and just all the things. It was amazing. I left there that night feeling like, okay, Lord, you up to something. I like him. I like him. So, three main events that led up to it. It was the bonfire, and then our church has a Christmas party for the servant leaders. So Kyle serves. At this time, Kyle was serving at church on the production team, and so he invited me as like his +1 to come to the Christmas party. And so I came to the Christmas party. He was there. I was there. He had on his cream shirt, and I had on my cream shirt. We're going to insert picture here. And then it was a magical night.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
The theme was Hallmark. So we did a horse and carriage ride.
It was all romantic.
It was so romantic. And then the third event was Zoolumination, which is like they take the zoo and they turn it into like this Asian light show.
Yeah, it's like a paper mache kind of lantern show.
Yeah, we'll insert a photo here. Oh, you want to tell them what happened when we left the Christmas party? You want to tell them or you want me to tell them? You should tell them. Kyle's gonna tell y'all what
Why
happened.
should I tell
when we
them?
left the Christmas party.
All right, so yeah, we had a couple of little dates in between then, and I knew then that she was the one. I had prayed about it. God had put it in my spirit. I had even prayed for signs, and these signs were coming true. So it's like 12 days into us really being intentional and hanging out, and I was already falling for her. I already knew that she was the one. I already knew that God was like, yeah, this is her. And so we had such an amazing night at the Christmas party, and we were outside. We were just standing there. It was freezing cold outside, and we were just talking. We were just flowing like we always do. Yeah. And there was this moment where I could have sworn all the signs were there. You know, in the beginning, I saw that she was eyeing me down at the co-group, and I chose not to react. But we were outside. It was just the two of us. And so, you know, I was like, okay, this is the moment. She's letting me know that she wants me to kiss her. And I went in for that kiss. And her reaction was, ooh, all confidence died.
I needed to be sure.
Yeah.
Because once you kiss somebody, now you kissing. And I didn't want to be kissing and be in a space that I didn't want to be in. I didn't want to be uncomfortable. I didn't want to make him uncomfortable. I just wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure. And at that moment, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
There was a couple more things that I needed to see in him before I was like sure. And yeah, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. And I didn't want to hurt him. I didn't want to lead him on and then turn it into something else. Like, yeah. It was just best that we didn't kiss at that moment.
You know what? I'm happy. I guess that really speaks to our relationship. Like, we were in a real period of waiting. You know, even though things were moving so naturally, and some people may say fast, but it was just natural. And it was God driven. It was God divine. But God was like, hold on, you know, wait. It's kind of funny because I was embarrassed. All my confidence had been shot, and God provided a coyote in the wilderness.
Y'all, we standing in the parking lot of the Ivy
in the middle of the city.
In the middle of the city. It's like 11:30, almost midnight. Ain't nobody in the parking lot but us. And this coyote comes walking across the parking lot. Me and Kyle looked at each other, and we looked at the coyote and was
and
like...
And it stops and looks back at us.
He look at where he going. He look at us. Look at where he going. Look at us. And then he just keep on going about his business. Me and Kyle looked at each other and was like, that's our cue. I think after that, though, I wanted to make sure that I affirmed and reaffirmed and confirmed and reconfirmed to Kyle that this is not rejection.
Yeah.
This ain't that. So this ain't that.
Yeah.
I want you to know that this ain't that.
And then, like, we went to Zoolumination. We had an amazing night at Zoolumination.
Amazing. It was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen.
And then once we got done with that, I asked her to be in a courting relationship with me. And she was like, what does that mean? And I was like, yo, you know, it just is a intentional relationship. I want to enter into a relationship with the intention of I'm seeing if I can marry you. And my intention is to pursue marriage. I don't want to just be out here having fun. I don't want anything from you except for your intentionality back. And yeah, she was like, ooh. And then what'd you say after that?
I was like, I need to ask my daddy.
Pow! 2 times. Denied. Oh. And I'm like, Jesus.
And when I say ask my daddy, I'm talking about my Father in heaven. I was like, ooh, I need to pray about that. I need some confirmation from the Lord that this is what we're doing. So once again, we are in the waiting.
And I was like, look, I done already asked your daddy, and he told me yes, but I need you to go ask him anyway.
Yeah, I was like, that's what he told you, but let me see what he tell me. And honestly, I'm talking about, if it wasn't that night, it was that morning.
Yeah.
Like, the Lord gave me numbers, which we'll get into, like, the whole number thing.
Yeah.
But the Lord gave me numbers, and it was so, like, clear. It was so just clear. And it was 1 2 2 2 2 3. And I was like, that's an alignment. I was like, that's okay. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And what turns out, like, we actually got to see each other on that day.
Right.
I gave him this card.
Oh, yeah?
And the card basically was like,
you deserve to get everything you want on Christmas.
and then I think I wrote, including me. And I was like, I would love to date you exclusively. And that's when we started dating.
Yeah. There's another moment that she hadn't told y'all about that really solidified me to her, and she loves telling the story. So
let me tell y'all about my Hercules. Oh my goodness. So this same holiday, Christmas,
yeah.
once Kyle picked me up, on our way back from Memphis to Nashville, we stopped in Jackson, and I got to meet Kyle's parents. And leaving his parents' house to go to Nashville, I'm driving. I take a wrong turn, of course. Because the spirit, it had to be the spirit. Like, y'all,
Definitely God.
yeah, I take a wrong turn. So he was like, it's cool. We could just go this way to get there. So we riding, and all of a sudden, we see, like, these lights on, like, this car in the ditch. And I was like...
Side note, if we would have gone the right way, it would have been impossible to see this car in the ditch.
Correct. Yes. So we're riding, and the car's in the ditch, and I'm like, I'm going to pull over. I want to pull over. And he was like...
Yeah, do that.
So I pulled over, and we get out of the car, and we go over, and there's this older lady in the car, and she's, like, slick, low-key freaking out. And, like, the mouth of the car, the front of the car, is, like, nosedive in the ditch. The back of the car is, like... The car was on 2 wheels.
Yeah,
okay?
and it's like loose gravel, so it could have slid
like
down.
muddy, like
Yeah.
it was crazy. Y'all, Kyle, when I tell y'all, this man had one hand on the back of the car. This that 6 foot, this that 6'3" arm span. He had one hand on the back of the car. He had the other hand. He opened the door, y'all. One hand. Kyle got this lady up I'm talking about cuffed this lady up in his arm and pulled her out of this car that's like nosedive into the ditch. I knew at that moment. I said, oh, yes. I see what you did, Lord. I see what you did. I see how you just put this picture of all of the things. I'm like, at this point, God has shown me that Kyle is a provider. He is a protector. He is like kind and gentle. Like, I'm like, yes, that's my man, my man, my man. My man, my man. And I always like to tell this story because
she loves
baby,
to tell
he got
it.
down and that's that. I'm talking about his arm was straight. I'm talking about one arm. And the lady wasn't no like little lady either. She was, you know what I'm saying? He got that arm and he pulled that lady up out of that ditch. I was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, we hope that you guys have enjoyed our video of just us letting you guys into our relationship, how it started, how it's been going, what's developed in between, what it's really looked like, our road, our journey to becoming the McKinneys.
We are super, super grateful that you guys have traveled from all the places to come here and spend this day with us, to celebrate us, to witness um, our union. Please make sure you sign our guest book. We have the audio guest book. We want to hear from you. You guys have heard from us. We want to hear from you. We want to have some kind words, some wisdom, something that we can reflect on during those hard times, years down the line when things get tough. We want to be able to go to this and be like, you remember this? You remember this?
Yeah.
You know, let's push through that. Make sure you sign the guest book. We want to see who is here. Take the picture. If you have not done it already, make sure you do it.
All right, guys. So until the next time when you see us on the big screen, we love you. We appreciate you from the McKinneys.